What's up? I'm Hugz. That's Sam. Welcome to Hugz and Sam. Today, we are getting into episode 9 of Death Note. This one's called Encounter. So the last we saw was the epic, probably the greatest scene in any show that we've ever seen, where you eat a potato chip with quite a bit of force. And everybody blew up the comments section. You're probably reading comments right now that are all talking about potato chip stuff. So, because that's what we do. But that was probably the most interesting scene we've seen in any of the animes thus far. Grab the chip and eat it. And then he threw away a $400 LCD TV, which I would not do.
And they got crushed up in the garbage can thingy.
But hey, if it only costs you $400 to evade murder charges and an entire task force that's bugging your house trying to come at you, hey, that's $400 well spent. Yeah. All right, but let's go ahead, jump into it, and see what's going down. Oh, hello.
Starting off with nudity. I want to know how he got it in there.
I'll solve equations with my right hand and write names with my left. I'll take a potato chip and eat it. I'm sure nobody's.
What is he doing?
Now hurry up already, will ya? The symptoms are getting worse.
Oh, he hasn't had apples.
Really hope you're not saying what you think I'd want to hear just to get some apples. Whoa, hold it right there. I just flew out and checked a 100-meter radius around you, and there was no one there. So yeah, for the last time, I'm sure, okay? Nice.
Here you are. Please come again.
Can't he just go grab apples?
Hurry up.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think so.
I'm waiting to see like a kid sitting at another bench, like watching him hold an apple that's
and
being
it's just
eaten.
Yeah.
You know, I might actually write your name in my death note and kill you, just like that.
Oh, damn.
I wouldn't laugh if I were you. Right. That reminds me, I've got
I never
one
thought
finishing
about
touch.
that. That you could do that.
Killing a purse snatcher is pretty intense.
I made sure to kill criminals whose names and faces were broadcast when I didn't have access to TV or the internet. For this to work, all I really have to do is remember the identities of the criminals I either see on TV or while I'm online, regardless of the severity of their crimes. That way, whenever I go out, I can use that piece of the death note I keep in my wallet to kill them at random times. Just like that. It's the perfect way to deal with these hidden cameras.
It was really smart.
Our surveillance of the Kitamura and Yagami households has revealed nothing.
I love that. Is it my family?
I still have no idea how he's been able to commit these murders.
I feel like Light would have to make like a really big
kill someone simply by
mistake,
wishing death upon
you know?
You'd think that any human, if he is, we have to assume that his psyche has reached godlike proportions, punishing evildoers without the slightest change of expression. It almost makes me want to believe that Kira doesn't exist, that this is just the wrath of a vengeful god.
That's awesome looking.
Bad ideas. A mass murderer who calls himself Kira exists somewhere. I'm sure of it, and I will catch him. But I can't count on Kira making any mistakes. It doesn't matter how long we watch him, he's not going to expose himself to us and show me how he kills. Would that even be possible?
How would he go about doing that, though? Without exposing himself and putting himself at risk.
And I feel like Light would be smart enough to...
All of them, every single one. Hello? Are you listening to me?
He still doesn't trust to be able to talk, you know?
Or under him
That's
anyway.
cruel to like eat
If
them in
that's
front
the
of
case,
him.
I'll have to use my father to find out if it's true identity,
Like,
and I'll eliminate
well, so I'm
him.
saying the video things are gone, so now we can eat him in the house again.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't trust
Once I
that.
get rid of Elle,
I wouldn't
Kira
trust that
will
he's
be
telling
one
the
step
truth.
closer to becoming the god of the new world.
He kind of treats Ryuko like a
hurry
pet.
up, you don't want to
Yeah,
be
he
late.
does.
He still seems sweet to his family, you know what I mean?
We
Like,
don't have to deal with wiretaps in the house anymore.
he just seems like a kid.
One cause of stress.
Because he's
Well,
so exact
confident.
and so, like, methodical, there's got to be something that makes him slip up that's outside of his control.
Yeah.
Like, maybe with his family or, you know what I mean? Something that forces him to expose himself a little bit, you know?
Student number 162, sit properly in your chair.
can't believe he's exposing himself like that. And why would he sit there with no shoes on? Like, God of death cannot be killed even if stabbed in his heart with a knife or shot in the head with a gun. Wow. There's ways to kill him which are not generally known to the gods of death. So, Light can kill Ryuk. When I said something about him killing Ryuk before, people were like, you can't kill him, he can't die.
Seems like a
So
lot
it
of
is possible.
Shinigami. Seriously.
He's a disgrace to the pride of the Shinigami.
No, I'm talking about the human who's keeping Ryuk. Who would want him as a pet? Aren't pets supposed to be cute?
You said a pet.
Yeah.
So what's in that case? I think I'd better go take a closer look.
Oh. That's going to throw a wrench into things. Now, out of curiosity, would he be able to see that demon? Because he hasn't touched his death note.
That's what I was just thinking. I don't think he can because he has to see.
He can only
He
see
has
the
to touch
one that
that
he touched
death
their
note.
death note.
Right.
The one thing I will say about L putting himself out there like that is,
Yes.
if I saw him, I wouldn't immediately think like, oh, that dude's a genius investigator that's been searching me out. I'd be like, that guy's a weird kid. You know what I mean?
Like, why did he
That guy?
look back
There's
at
no
him like
way
that?
he's got the brains to get into a school like Toho. He got into trouble for sitting oddly in his desk. It seemed like he was off in his own world.
Because he looks crazy compared to him, you know? Like, they both maxed it out.
Yeah.
Dang.
This is us as reactors. Wow, these two are real different.
Oh, he is wearing shoes.
Light
Yeah,
Yagami.
but in the
Your father
thing he
is
wasn't.
Chief
He was
Yeah.
Shiro
actually-
Yagami of the NPA. Your respect for your father's matched only by your strong sense of justice.
Who the hell is this guy?
You're planning to join the police agency when
No,
you
she's
graduate. And you've already got experience, seeing as you've helped the police solve a number of cases in the past.
And who is he? Is it
He's
safe
like
to just ignore
creepily
him?
side-eyeing.
I wonder what this information actually is.
I want to tell you, I'm Al.
What? There's no way. What's he talking about? If he really was L, he'd never admit to it. I thought this guy was a bit strange.
What?
This is pretty extreme. If you are who you say you are, then you have nothing but my respect and admiration.
Wow.
The reason I chose to reveal my identity to you is because I think you could be of some help to us on the Kira investigation.
I can't believe he freaking said that.
This guy is really L like he says.
Oh, cool.
You'd be impressed.
Indeed.
I like how he's like
If this guy
over
really
him
is
in the middle
L,
of that.
no, I can't do anything to him.
I love the red and blue.
Yeah, how they like really accentuated while they're.
Even if I get lucky and it isn't an alias, if I try to kill him by simply writing his name in the death note, I might accidentally picture the face of Ryuga the pop star and end up killing him instead. If this guy doesn't die, he'll know for a fact that I'm Kira. Must be under
I
suspicion.
love this. This is my favorite part because he's actually freaking out
What
now.
could he have for
Yeah.
telling Soichiro Yagami's son that he's L?
I feel like L would sense that he's like freaking out a little bit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because even though he's a genius, he's still, you know, incredibly anxious in that moment. You know?
Interesting.
I feel like L is like the alternate reality version of Light.
Yeah.
Because they're so like evenly matched, you know?
Hey, welcome home, Mr. Toho.
Damn it! He got me! What do you mean? Damn, L! I've never been so humiliated in my life!
Hey, why don't you
I
just
wouldn't
do the
say it 'cause he doesn't know that
Shinigami
there's-
Yeah.
You should have no problem killing him, right?
They weren't sure
And
that
what
they
good
got
will
rid of all
Shinigami
the
eyes do me if
taps.
this is just a trap?
Light is usually so calm, but he snapped. This must be getting to him.
At first, I thought once I found out his name, I'd have him die in an accident or
I
kill
like that he's
himself.
freaking out.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's
None
my
of that will
favorite
do me any
thing.
good unless I know with 100% certainty that this guy is L. Regardless of the cause of death, if L dies now, the police
Yep.
are going to suspect me.
Exactly.
I underestimated him.
Did he
Could be
save
telling all the
himself
suspects
by
the same
putting
thing.
himself in
fact,
danger?
it doesn't even
That's
have to be
crazy.
him.
Oh.
Damn!
Oh
He
my
going
God.
crazy!
This is perfect. There's no reason for me to be worried.
I'm so
This is
excited.
proof that they don't have anything on me yet. A match of weights.
They're just
The
playing
surface of
chess,
two
you know?
friendly classmates. but in reality, we'll actually be investigating each other. This is interesting, Ryuga. If
I
it's
love
my
this.
friendship you want, I'll gladly accept it. In time, I'll earn your trust. And once you've told me what I want to know, there'll be no point keeping you alive. Then I'll kill you. With my hands if I have to.
Damn, he's become so cold.
Yeah.
He's become so cold.
He's struggling. Like,
Yeah.
he is struggling. He is freaking out. He doesn't know what to do. He's backed into a corner. And it's like, because up to this point, we've just seen him just like knowing everything to do and having a solution for everything.
Well, yeah.
And it was kind of like getting like annoying in a way.
As soon as something comes up, he's like immediately takes action, and by the end of the episode, it's resolved. You know what I mean? And it was like an obviously easy resolution. It's like, oh, of course I'll do this because.
And like I get like they're geniuses.
Yeah,
like
but
I get that, but there's.
It's still there was no cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Like when it's two opponents like this, even though they're both genius, you know, they both are geniuses. It still should have some back and forth. There should be some tension.
There should be a little bit of worry, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There needs to be some sort of tension, or else it's like, I don't know. There's no attachment. There's no reason to want to see the next episode to see how it unfolds.
Yeah.
Other than, hey, I want to eventually figure it out, or I want to eventually find out how Elle will figure it out, or how Light eventually kills him.
Yeah.
But there was no like, I gotta see the next episode right now to see how he gets over this or how he gets away. And right now, for probably the first time, I don't know if there's been another episode up until this, I'm like so stoked to immediately go into the next episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, Elle really threw an audible there. Like, there's no way. And what I love about Light's response is he just had no clue. No, it never even occurred to him that Elle would be that brazen to do that.
Exactly.
And I love that aspect because every other time it's like, oh, he did this. Of course he did this because I know that he was going to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, Elle's almost crazy enough to where his insanity saved him. His reckless endangerment of himself saved him.
Yeah. But I want to know, is Light going to speak to his dad and say, like, you wouldn't believe who I met today. I met Elle. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that conversation is going to happen. That way, like, maybe he can, his dad will, does his dad know that Elle went out and did this? I would assume so.
We don't know.
I would assume.
I don't think he does.
I can't really assume it because.
I don't think he does. I think Elle just
I know
decided
he
to do
trusts
this.
the men that he's working with, but I don't know if they know.
It doesn't matter how much you trust somebody. If you're gonna continue to go and prod in their family,
yeah,
you know, because even though you know, there was no inkling to him that Light would be Kira, his father. You know what I mean? But just the fact that they're gonna be surveilling his family and just looking into it makes you nervous. Even it's like whenever you walk out of a store without buying something, I don't know, like that's like a common thing. Like you just feel like people are thinking you're gonna steal something, even though you know you didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
You know, so even if you know he trusts Elle and Elle trusts him, if he was still gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna go do a little deeper interrogation on your son,"
he basically
he'd probably freak out a little bit.
Yeah, and he basically said, like, you know, it
still could be.
Yeah, it still could be them, and he started saying like something, and then it cut to like, you know, stuff with Elle. So I don't, like, it didn't actually show him telling them.
But that's a pretty intense, like that's a specific honing in on Light, not we're just surveilling your families in general, whatever. I'm specifically going to take my time to infiltrate the school, do the entrance, and essentially try to become a part of your child's life to work my way in.
Exactly.
Like, that's just a little bit different level.
Yeah.
I love it, though.
So, I really like it, but I'm just curious to see if Light is going to use his dad to get information.
Yeah.
I really think that would be, like, a good option. It would be like,
that's the most logical
you wouldn't
way
believe
of
who I met, Elle.
navigating, yeah.
Because I know my dad's working for the, you know, trying to find Kira. So it's like, that, I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to think. Do they know He doesn't know anything about Elle's like specific little task force, does he though?
I don't think so.
Because that was kind of secret that they all came to Elle's apartment and were like working directly with him in the apartment.
No, he does know because he said.
Oh yeah, they were all out of the station and they were
all that about the task force and everything. So yeah, he does.
Okay. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, I know they were kind of hiding the fact that they were actually meeting with him in person.
Yeah, it just kind of makes sense with what Light had told the fiance, Naomi.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I need to go back and watch that. Because I know he knows they're in the task force and they're working with Elle, but I don't know if he knows that they physically, like, meet in the same room with him.
Right.
And have been with him.
And, like, have seen him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if that part is known to him.
I wonder if he did know that, or if he finds that out in some way, if he's going to follow his dad one day. Like, if he followed his dad and, like... I don't know. This is just all
It's
theories.
definitely getting much more interesting than it was up until this point. And we talked about this
it's getting exciting.
in the last episode or the one before then. I'm not sure which one it was, where I was talking about this is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I was getting annoyed by the ease of resolution.
Yeah.
And people said, hey, calm down. Don't get impatient. It does get hard for him eventually. And as soon as it did, like, I'm in love with it.
Yeah.
As soon as it happened, I'm like, oh my God.
It's like, all right, yeah, let's, episode 10, where's that?
All right, let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Shout out to our patrons watching the full reaction up on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Y'all don't know how much it means to us. It means the world. You can become a patron as well. Link in the description. Like it if you did. Subscribe if you don't already. And we'll have more videos up for you soon. We love you guys.
Bye. Bye.